welcome to Late Night Stocks. My name is Gökhan and in this video I'm gonna talk about again vaccine stocks Moderna, BioNTech, Novavax and Pfizer. On Friday, Moderna was about 12% down at pre-market and closed at $257. We saw the similar situation at BioNTech also. The common expectation was $500 for BioNTech and Moderna, but they are now at $250. What was the reason behind that? By the way, sorry for the delay, I had to take the video twice because of a technical problem. In order to understand what's happening, we have to look at the latest news about Omicron variant. After that, we're gonna evaluate the flu vaccine results of Moderna. In addition to this, I'm gonna evaluate each vaccine stock separately. As you see from the chart, the vaccine stocks outperformed the S&P 500. The best performer was BioNTech with 19% and the worst one Johnson & Johnson. It was the past, but how about next year? Are they gonna outperform the S&P 500 again? For the answers and more, please watch the video till the end. Before we start, please give a like and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for the latest news about the vaccine stocks and also for the market. Omicron. 3 vaccine doses key for protection against the variant. 2 doses of a COVID vaccine are not enough to stop you catching the Omicron variant, UK scientists have warned. But a third booster prevents around 75% of people getting any COVID symptoms. 27% is not bad, but we see a significant drop of efficacy. This situation is deeply concerning according to UK officials. The analysis is based on limited data but showed a dramatic drop in effectiveness for the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine and a significant drop off for the 2 doses of Pfizer. The 75% protection against COVID symptoms after a booster is not as high as against previous variants. Moderna and Johnson & Johnson haven't published the results yet, but there is no reason to think they would have different results. Vaccines were the best weapon against the pandemic and they will be. Third and fourth booster doses will save a lot of people in this winter. The real-world data backs up laboratory studies that showed a 40-fold reduction in the ability of antibodies from double-vaccinated people to take out the virus. However, an Omicron wave could be problematic even if it was milder. A large and sudden wave could lead to everyone who is still vulnerable needing hospital care at the same time. I think the Wall Street doesn't get the point. This virus is more infectious and semi-immune escape. According to our limited data, the symptoms are milder, but don't forget this highly infectious virus can become suddenly more dangerous. The more virus spreads, the more chance for new variants. As you see from the chart, Omicron rising rapidly in England. It is estimated that the number of Omicron cases is doubling every 2 to 3 days. With this exponential growth, there will be more than 100,000 cases a day by the end of the month. Dr. Mary Ramsay recommended primary vaccination for everyone as soon as possible. In addition to this, Scotland's First Minister has warned of a tsunami of cases as she tightened COVID isolation rules and encouraged people to cancel Christmas party plans. If we sum up all this news, 2 doses are not enough to protect against Omicron variant. The new variant is very infectious and the cases are rising exponentially. The solution is more primary vaccinations and more booster doses. I would like to start with Moderna. The stock price hit $230 level at pre-market on Friday. After that, the stock price recovered a bit and closed at $257. Moderna keeps its bearish trend and we saw a major drop since the end of November. The question is, where is the dip and the reason behind of this sell-off? The reason behind the recent sell-off was not the COVID-19 vaccine. On Friday, Moderna announced positive interim phase 1 data for mRNA flu vaccine and provided a program update. The results were good and the vaccine successfully boosted titers against all 4 strains in older and younger adults. Even at lowest dose, no significant safety concerns were observed. Phase 2 dose confirmation study was fully enrolled and preparation for phase 3 study is underway. So far so good, but why people sold their shares like no tomorrow? I think the market misinterpreted the news. Moderna says its mRNA flu vaccine cleared early studies, but comparison with other vaccines drives stock down. As I already told you, all doses of the shot significantly boosted antibodies in younger and older adults without significant safety findings. Moderna said the 50 microgram dose of the shot, designed like most flu vaccines to inoculate against 4 different strains of the virus, increased antibodies against the 2 influenza A strains by 8-fold and 10-fold respectively, and against the 2 influenza strains by 3-fold and 2-fold. The results are good, but we have to also look at the competitors. Sanofi is the flu vaccine market leader and makes multi-billion revenues from its sales. Sanofi also knows that the mRNA technology is superior and acquired Translate Bio to boost its pipeline. It is very interesting that they started to develop mRNA-based vaccine against COVID-19, but after that they have suddenly decided to drop it. When we continue with Sanofi's Fluzone high-dose seasonal influenza vaccine, we see that this vaccine is licensed only for people 65 years and older. In addition to this vaccine is not recommended for people with a history of severe allergic reactions to the vaccine or to ingredients other than eggs. This vaccine is high dose, and I think Moderna can also generate more antibodies with high dosage. But Moderna's strategy is to combine this COVID-19 vaccine and flu vaccine for everybody. Of course, this is not easy, but the market is huge. If Moderna can combine its flu vaccine and COVID-19 vaccine, maybe also RSV vaccine, Moderna can generate multi-$10 billion from this combined sales. As the company said, we should wait for more data. Another news from Friday, Moderna announced additional 20 million doses of COVID-19 vaccine to COVAX for supply in 2021 and new additional supply agreement for 2022. This is of course great for the humanity and world, but I can say the same for the investors. As we saw from the Q3 results, COVAX deliveries reduces the revenues and profits. The problem is we can't exactly know the delivery times, that's why the company can miss the expectations. The company got a lot of upgrades last week and more of them should be on the way. Vaccine stocks are highly driven by the news, and when they get sell-off, these companies become very fast undervalued. The stock price is bearish and sold at 50% discount now. We saw almost $500 in August and now the stock price is $250. If we summarize the situation, COVID pills are not an alternative to vaccines, that's clear. We will get more third or fourth booster doses more than expected. The company has delivered successfully multi-hundred million doses and made billion-dollar profits. Of course, this is your decision, but in my opinion, this stock will exceed $400-500 just in a year. Now we see a bearish trend and the stock price may hit $200 again. If you watched our previous videos, I bought the dip when they hit $200. After that we saw $380 just in a week. I would like to continue with Pfizer. This stock is more stable in comparison to Moderna or BioNTech. The stock price was up more than 1% on Friday and closed at $52. Pfizer CEO says fourth COVID vaccine doses may be needed sooner than expected due to Omicron. When we see real-world data, we'll determine if the Omicron is well covered by the third dose and for how long. And the second point, I think we will need a fourth dose, said the CEO of Pfizer. Albert Bourla previously projected that a fourth shot would be needed in 12 months after the third dose. With Omicron, we need to wait and see because we have very little information. We may need it faster, he said. As you see, third dose will be essential and fourth dose is on the way. Another study from Israeli finds Pfizer COVID-19 booster protects against Omicron. Israeli researchers said on Saturday they found that a 3-shot course of Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine provided significant protection against the new Omicron variant. As you see, the new variant will boost the vaccine revenues. But why the people are selling like no tomorrow? Pfizer is a very good company and during the pandemic it outperformed its competitors. It has a blockbuster vaccine and highly efficient treatment courses. I have already compared Merck and Pfizer in a previous video, but it's good to remember that Merck's pill reduced hospitalization or death by 30% and Pfizer by 89%. Please check our vaccine playlist for further details. We heard more good news last week from Pfizer and the company declared declared first quarter 2022 dividend on Friday. Company's board of directors declared an increase in the quarterly cash dividend on company's common stock to $0.4 for the first quarter 2022 dividend to holders of the common stock of record at the close of business on January 28, 2022. Pfizer increased its dividend payments year over year, and the stock outperforms the S&P 500. It seems a no-brainer's pick, huh? Recently, the company get an upgrade to market perform. In my opinion, at least 50% stock price increase in a year seems possible. Novavax stock price makes a true roller coaster ride. As you see, the stock price hit $130 and after that hit almost $190 and closed at $166 on Friday. This stock is trading on the news and plus minus 25% seems possible. The reason behind this stock price jump was European Union decision on Novavax COVID-19 shot could come with NVAX. European Union needs this different type of vaccine and the cases are rising. I hope we will get the good news before the year's end. Serum Institute plans to cut monthly production of Covishield by 50%. As you know, Novavax partnered with the Serum Institute to produce multi-billion doses per year. Serum Institute of India is planning to cut monthly production of AstraZeneca vaccine by 50% if it doesn't receive any fresh orders either from the government or from the export markets. This is of course bad news for the AstraZeneca investors. A different kind of COVID vaccine is about ready to roll. It could make a difference in the course of the pandemic, especially in lower resource countries. Large studies of the vaccine have shown that it works extremely well and so far there are no safety concerns. So we have a tremendous amount of confidence that with everything we have learned over the past year as well as expertise of all our partners that we will be in a great position to produce over 2 billion doses in 2022, she says. This point is important. They may sound familiar, perhaps now it's achievable. When we come back to stock price, we saw almost $220 and $130 in a month. In this case, the entry point is important. Novavax stock will be less volatile next year when they get revenues from its sales. When the company gets approval from the European Union, the stock price may hit $220 in a short term. When we continue with BioNTech, the stock price was down more than 10% intraday and closed at $257. This stock keeps also its bearish trend like Moderna. There was no bad news about BioNTech, but the Moderna sell-off pulled down this stock also. Pfizer and BioNTech provide update on Omicron variant. As I already told you, 2 doses of this vaccine are not enough to protect against Omicron variant. The company plans to release a variant-specific vaccine for Omicron by March, and their capacity will be the same 4 billion doses for 2022. I would like to share a Spiegel article with you. It will make scientific sense to offer a booster after just 3 months. That is already being done in Britain. However, that decision is not ours to make. In other words, the vaccine would protect best if everyone got a booster shot as early as 3 months after the second vaccination. In a conclusion, the demand for the booster shots will be higher, and the 4th booster shot on the way. Why these stocks in a bearish trend is hard to understand. I think most of the investors can catch up with the news. Recently, BioNTech got an update from neutral to buy. When we come back to stock price, we saw $450 in August, and on Friday the stock price closed at $257. In my opinion, the stock price will exceed $350 in a couple of weeks. For the long term, this stock will exceed eventually $500. Look at its market cap, $60 billion. Its PE ratio is about 6 and price to sales ratio is about 3. If you think this company is overvalued, please look at the rest of the market. I was always bullish on this stock because this company is just tremendous. Of course, every investment involves risk and this is not investment advice. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching till the end. Please give a like and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for the latest news about the stock market. Ciao!